welcome back to another great episode of the Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV. And, of course, Highland Sports Network, of course, is getting back up and running again with fall sports coming up. If you haven't subscribed to Highland Sports Network already, you might want to. If you haven't gotten vaccinated already, you might want to. Anyways, first things first, the Cleveland Indians / Guardians, whatever you want to call them, fine by me. Let's start off with the player stats, including Jose Ramirez, who's been 255 with 23 home runs, 11 stolen bases, and 19 doubles. Franmil Reyes, 270 average, 914 OPS, 20 homers, 51 ribbies. And then Ahmed Rosario, 272 average, 11 stolen bases, 98 hits. That guy right there, you know him as James Karinchak with his 7-3 record, 11 saves, a 118 whip, and a 163 average. And Emmanuel Clase, one of the other closers, 3-5 record, 151 ERA, 47 strikeouts, and 44.2 innings. And then Brian Shaw, a 3.21 ERA, 55 strikeouts, 145 whip, and a 2.15 average. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Time for the series recaps. Indians lost the series to Chicago during the weekend, 2-1. Yoan Moncada had a home run in Game 1, and then with the bases loaded in Game 1, no one out, a bad hit batter happened. Excuse me for 1 second. Bad hit batter. That's, of course, Cleveland-Toronto. But a bad hit batter right in the face to Jose Abreu. And old man Tony La Russa comes charging out of the dugout because he thought it was intentional, even though it was obviously not, with the bases loaded and no one out. And he knew it was an accident, and he felt very, very bad when it happened. And it is quite frustrating to see Tony La Russa get so mad about it. Then we scored 5 runs in the 6th inning of Game 2, which is pretty impressive. But Brian Goodwin had a walk-off home run in Game 3 in which he threw the bat as high as he could when he hit it out of here. He knew it was gone. He just threw it. And then the Indians and Blue Jays, we won that game on Monday, 5-2. Jose Ramirez had a 2-run home run. And of course, that was a great play right there. And Jose Ramirez in the 10th inning, a 2-run bomb in the left field. Always great to see that. And yes, sir, Vladdy Jr. had a home run there as well. So, of course, we lost last night, 7-2. Quite frustrating. 3 runs were put up by the Blue Jays in the first inning, including Teoscar Hernandez, who had a great game. He had 3 RBIs, 3 for 3, scored twice, Teoscar Hernandez. And George Springer had a home run to kick off the ball game. 2 RBIs for George Springer as well. Man, oh man, Teoscar Hernandez and George Springer just went off. They are the best player, or some of the best players on this Blue Jays team that we lost to. Now, of course, before that, Brian Shaw won the game. He's 4-5, by the way, not 3-5 anymore. He is 4-5, Brian Shaw. Of course, not bad. He lost, of course, Game 7 of the World Series, but it's too unfair to blame him for that because of how frustrating that game was. Anyway, it's time to look at the, the standings. We're 9.5 back of the American League Central. Everything is going downhill like this phone. Whee! 9.5 back. And oh ye gods, Detroit is 2.5 back from us. And not to mention, we're 6 back of the wild card. Toronto 3 back. Seattle and New York both 2 back. My goodness, it's safe to say that the Indians don't have a shot at the wild card anymore. The only teams that are easily worse than us are Kansas City, Minnesota, Texas, and Baltimore. And we'll see if we'll get worse or not. It is so frustrating to see. We do play today against Toronto. Giancarlo Mejia is on the mound. We'll see what Giancarlo Mejia does. Time for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's right, Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's go Cavs, because Evan Mobley got drafted with the 3rd pick in the 2021 draft. 7-foot setter from USC joins Isaac Okoro, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland as some of your recent draft picks. Evan Mobley 1 year at USC and then decided to go straight to the draft, averaging 16.4 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, and 2.9 blocks per game. Free throw percentage almost 70%. Good pickup for a hole that was created by Andre Drummond, leaving for Los Angeles. Speaking of Los Angeles, my God, they have Carmelo Anthony, they have Russell Westbrook, and Kemba Walker's with the Knicks. And my goodness, the Lakers also have Dwight Howard, I believe. Yes. And my God, it's just getting crazy. Try and check where Dwight Howard is. Of course, yes, he is with the Lakers. And the 76ers picked up someone else. But my goodness, it's just been a wild free agency that the Cavs have been sitting out of. Unless if you call extending Jarrett Allen with $100 million for 5 years. I am sorry, what? It was part of that blockbuster trade, I believe, when James Harden went to the Nets. But yeah, Jarrett Allen averaging 12.8 points per game and 10 rebounds per game during the 72-game season last year. Big deal, in my opinion. 5 years, $100 million. He and Mobley, you have one at power forward, you have one at center. They are both very good. We may make the best defense out there. But yet again, you're playing against the Lakers. You're playing against the Nets, for golly's sake. Playing against the defending champion Bucks. You're playing against the defending Western Conference champion Suns. And not to mention the Chicago Bulls made noise with Lonzo Ball, who is very overrated. But still, my God. And DeMar DeRozan left the Spurs. And everything is being shaken up because that is the NBA free agency in a nutshell for you. And the Cavs aren't doing a darn thing about it. Quite frustrating to see. What's not quite frustrating to see are the Olympics. We are almost done. August 8th is when the greatest events in the world come to an end. Some big news. The women's soccer team lost. I'm sorry, what? They lost to a hockey country, Canada. Oh my goodness, lost on penalty kicks in the semifinals. How frustrating is that? Of course, the concerns were their age. Of course, a lot of people have been saying that the players again past their prime, and the injured goalie, I believe, and the chemistry has been lacking this year. We're going to play Australia for the bronze, and boy, oh boy, I hope we can win that, because leaving empty-handed for the second straight Olympics is quite sad to see. First time in 20 years America has lost to Canada in soccer. Losing them in hockey is one thing. Losing them in soccer is another thing. Oh my goodness, it is quite heartbreaking losing 1-0, your stereotypical soccer score. And then the U.S. women's basketball team is playing Australia in the knockout round. And Brazil will head into the men's soccer finals after beating Mexico. Simone Biles won bronze. Congratulations for her. Took a break due to that mental health and the sadness going on right there. But you know what? It is quite the story that has been dominating the Olympics, really. And I hope she's been doing better. And I, of course, really wish her well. And Jade Carey, of course, won a gold medal. Her dad is the coach, which has to be cool. If my dad was there when nobody else was there, that, my friends, would be pretty cool. And Katie Ledecky won gold at the 800-meter freestyle, who won in the 4x100-meter medley relay. Netherlands won gold in team cycling. ROC will have a fighter in the featherweight boxing championship. Cuba will have a boxer for the heavyweight championship. America plays Spain in the semifinals. In men's basketball, we have, heading into today, 24 golds, 27 silvers, and 20 bronze medals. However, China, I believe, has more gold medals, I believe. And then, of course, we lost to Canada in beach volleyball due to a bad call. Quite frustrating to see that. And we won baseball except for Japan in baseball. It's been so fun to watch the Olympics. And, of course, in wrestling, we saw Tamira Mensah-Stock win gold for the women's. And her reaction, of course, priceless, saying how much she loves to represent this country, which was really cool to see. That's the best part about the Olympics. Regardless of your political beliefs, everyone gets together to watch the Olympics to represent the country. And what she said, Tamira, yes, for winning gold. And that wrestler had a good point. Love this country, love representing us. I'm pretty sure everyone can get behind her back on that and agree with her and say, you know what, you're right. And it was very cool to see. She was beyond thrilled to see it. Her reaction, priceless, priceless, priceless. You know what's also a priceless video game, however? Mario and Sonic at Tokyo. You know, I talked about London last week. I didn't talk about Tokyo. What a great game. The latest installment in the now popular series, the sixth time these two video game icons have been at the Olympics. There are more events than ever before, including skateboarding, surfing, and sport climbing. That's right, skateboarding, which means we finally get
Sonic Skateboard.
That's right, from the horrible, god-awful Pakistan commercial, where it shows a terrible Sonic Skateboard. And it's absolutely awful. It's the Pakistan commercial. But you know what? Those three events I previously mentioned, skateboarding, surfing, and sport climbing, along with judo, boxing, and fencing, those are my favorite events, in my opinion. There's also Dream Race, Dream Karate, and Dream Shooting. I did Dream Karate. That was fun to play. And, of course, those are the only three events. 3 Dream events, which is quite a shame because you play Mario and Sonic at London, and there are 10 Dream events. And there are more, I believe, in Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. And however, they do make up for it with the Tokyo 1964 mode, where they celebrate the 1964 Olympic Games, where you have 8-bit Mario and 16-bit Sonic. Can we see 8-bit Mario and 16-bit Sonic? That would be cool to see. There it is, Tokyo 1964. There's 16-bit Sonic characters and 8-bit Mario characters. There they are for you. 8-bit is Mario, 16 Sonic, because the Genesis was 16-bit. And man, oh man, you can play vault, volleyball, and long jump in this mode, which are not playable in the normal 2020 mode. That was cool to see. And there's an announcer who does all the speaking. And of course, a story mode, as you could tell, where all those characters get trapped in there. Bowser and Dr. Eggman hold a device that ports them to 1964, and Luigi and Tails have to travel across modern-day 2020 Tokyo to help save Mario and Sonic, even their enemies as well, and maybe do some marathon running as well, which is fun to do the marathon, 68 runners, and you need to get water in the middle of it too. The one thing that makes me crack up is that Dr. Eggman and Bowser could easily team up to rule the world and create a big and crazy thing, and instead they're teaming up just to win gold medals at the Olympic Games. They team up, they're 2 evil masterminds, and they decide, you know what? Let's team up to win gold medals. You know what? You need to beat those bosses in those games. And I love how open world it is. It's a good game. It's just as good, if not better than London 2012. And if you haven't played this game before, you might want it. You might want it, folks. There's Amy. Of course, 20 playable characters. They call Donkey Kong so strong it isn't funny. Based off the DK Rap. If you go on the Mario Sonic Tokyo 2020 website, DK Rap is one of my favorite songs because, man, oh man, Greg Kirkhope and George Andres and Chris Sutherland are 3 very legendary humans. But anyways, I'm losing my train of thought. Mario and Sonic at Tokyo 2020. Great game. If you haven't played it, you really should. It's going to be a great game. It's awesome. It's just like London, just like the original Olympic Games. Rio, I heard, isn't the best, but Tokyo is just a great rebound. I got to switch. My little brother and I got to switch. My little brother bought Tokyo for us all. And I love it. I really love that game. I really do. And you should play it, in my opinion. Well, we're all done with the Tommy Maroon Sports Show, an episode that lasted about 15 minutes long. Kind of fast this time, but you know what? It's summertime, so things are going fast. But don't worry. Next week, I have a preview. Over 50 teams is what I'm previewing for this high school football season. So many conferences, so many leagues I have planned out. And next week is going to be our preview. And then 2 weeks from then, we're going to celebrate Pablo Sanchez's birthday while doing Tommy's Picks, which make its glorious return, very glorious return. I, for one, can't wait, and I hope you can't wait either. So until then, stay vaccinated, stay safe, and enjoy the high school season.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.